Anyway, the truth is this: it can get very confusing when you're trying to understand the Bible, especially as regards the grace of God, as regards righteousness by faith, as regards eternal salvation. It's very confusing. When you read from the old covenant to the new covenant, it begins to not make so much sense, because how can you say A and then say B? And this is why there is a way to read the Bible, there is a way to understand Christ. Okay. And the first mindset I have when I'm reading is to ask the question, why did Jesus come? And if I answer that question, why he came, the next one will not be, did he succeed? Then after these questions, I will now begin to ask myself, why did Jesus use the term born again? In talking to Nicodemus in John chapter 3, it says a man must be born again before he can see the kingdom of God. So Nicodemus was not asking him, I'm already old, how can I be born again? Will I enter my mother's womb again? Jesus says, no, you have to be born of the Spirit. In verse 6, he now says, that which is born of flesh is flesh, that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. When this enters your mind, you ask yourself, which one is born of the Spirit? Because if you understand being born of the Spirit, you will not judge the Spirit by the flesh. So there are two births here. There is born of the flesh, which is physical dimension, then born of the Spirit, which is spiritual dimension. So Jesus was talking to him that he must be born of water and spirit, water which is spirit. So Jesus was talking about a spiritual birth, not a physical birth as Nicodemus thought. Is it clear now? Now, being born again means despite how you are in the flesh, you are now reckoned as a son of God because you believed in what Jesus came to do. And you believe also that he succeeded. And you believe that thing was done for you. Are you seeing that? What he came to do, he succeeded and it was for you. When you believe that and receive that consciousness, God sees you as a new person, in spite of how you look in the flesh. So his judgment of you changes. He does no longer judge you by the standards of the flesh. The standard will now change. Okay, he will not judge you the way he judges himself. The mirror through which he now sees you will be himself, because you are now born of the Spirit. But the reason why it's hard for you to believe that salvation is eternal, or when you're born again you can't be condemned anymore, is because you're still thinking that God is judging the Spirit with the standards of the flesh. So in the flesh, like I always say, 1 + 1 is always 2. In the Spirit, it might not be so, because the laws are different. So the righteousness of the flesh is thou shalt not, thou shalt, do's and don'ts, the things you must avoid, these are laws, principles that will guide you to live good here, and this is okay. So if you obey the red lights, you will have less accidents, or you'll be less exposed to risk of accidents, correct? If you obey traffic laws, and this is okay. But obeying the traffic law does not affect